Hello everyone, welcome to yet another important video. In today's video, we are going to talk about Tableau migration. Okay, and in this video, we are going to see how we can migrate reports to different environments, what is the checklist that we need to maintain, and how we can validate the data. Okay, so while we do that, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let us do that. So as a part of this scenario, first thing is we need one database connection. So I'm assuming our tables are stored in a SQL server. So I'm connected to that. And after connecting to that, this is how your view will be. So you need to select where your tables are stored. Assume my tables are stored in this adventure works. Okay. And my table name is employee. So I'm just going to see how many number of records do I have in that. So my first check is to check the number of records that I have. So select start from count and this is my table name. Okay. So simply I'm connecting that. So even if I click here, it will show the list of tables that I have. These are all the list of tables that are available in this. So you can use any of the tables based on the requirement that you have. So I'm just connecting to this employee table and I'm trying to execute. So we got 14 records here. Okay, so that is first check, and the second one is let us see the data. I'm just clicking on select the star from AMP, and this is how our data is. Now I'm going to my Tableau and connect it to this and create a report, simple report. Okay, so assume this is the simple dashboard that I have created, okay, using the same data source that we have seen in the SQL server. So in this, it is currently it is showing the total departments that we have is 3 and total customers that we got is 14 and total salary is like say 29,000 something, and it is displaying the sales, assume. So for now, let us do our validation. So I'm just starting off with a first check is a dev. Suppose we are in dev environment and I'm doing validation and I'm writing validating a number of records. Okay. So here, if you observe total number of records that we have, or total number of departments that we have is 3. Now I'm going to my SQL and I'll see if that is true or not. So I'm going to do count of star comma department number from EMP and I'm doing a group by on department number. Simple. Okay. So let us see how many records do we get here. So now if you see here, in total departments are 3 we have, right? 10, 20 and 30. Okay. So if I go here, total departments that we are getting is 3. Fine. Now I also want to see if the number of records in each of these departments are matching or not, because that is also one of our check. Now assume there is one scenario where customer says that I do not see all the records in department 20. Now when you do this kind of comparison, you will know where is the record missing. Like say, suppose you are getting some less records. So you are getting only 12. Now you know in each department how many number of records you have. So same thing I'm going to replicate here. Okay. So let us clear this off. So I'm taking my department number. Okay. We have 10, 20, 30. Same thing we got here. Now I'm taking, like say, I want to find out number of employees in each department. I'm simply doing a count here. So if you see here, in department 10, we got 3. We got 3. In department 20, we got 5. We got 5. And in department 30, it is 6. So our first check is matching, which means in our Tableau report, whatever the value we are showing here is correct. So we have cross-checked. Okay. Now it is telling that total customers are 14. Now we also want to make sure that we are getting the information of all the customers again. So I'm going to write another query here. Select count of customer name here. Uh, So what is the actual field? We need that. So let us get that from here, and I'm just running it here. Okay, it is okay. E-name actually. Sorry. Okay. Select count of e-name from employee. Okay. Let us see what is the total employees we get. We got 14. Okay, fine. So our second test has also passed. It is giving us total customers is 14, which is matching. Again, I'm doing a third test here again, total sal. So same likewise, I can also write, say, we need to find out what is the field here. I'm doing that, and the field name is salary. So this time we need to find out sum of salary here. So basic testing we are doing by connecting to our dev environment. So we got 29,000 change. So here also it is 29,000 change. Okay, perfect. So our report is perfectly working. Now our development work is done. Okay, so what have we done till now? First, assume our development is done. And after that, we have validated our reports, and have done basic sanity test, we call it. Sanity testing we are done. Okay. Now we need to publish this report. Okay. So for that, I'm going to show you pictorially how do we do this. So I'm opening my paint here, and let me show you in the easiest way possible. Okay. So assume this is our desktop, this is where our uh, report is currently working. Like you said, this report is currently in my local machine, right? It is not available to anyone else. So only I have the access, only I know what I have done. Now I need to publish it in a place where everyone can access it. So in real time, you might have different environments to do that. So I'm going with the standard configuration and assuming that we have three environments. So I'm going to write that here, like say dev environment and QA environment and the production environment. Okay. So assume these are the three environments that we have. So I'm going to write it as 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So now I'm drawing that here. So assume this is our dev environment. This is our QA environment, and this is our production environment. Okay. Now our report is currently available. I'm going to write it off. So it is dev. So it is QA, and it is prod. Okay. Now first thing is whenever we are in development environment. Okay. So again, I'm going to write the checklist here that we need to maintain. Again, in interviews also, they might ask you what is the checklist that you are maintaining during your migration. Okay. Very important concept, checklist you will maintain during your migration. This is one common question that any interviewer will ask. First thing is when assuming we are migrating to dev. So first thing is when you are doing your development, you will be connecting to dev tables. Okay. So like here. So if I go to my SQL server, I am connecting to some environment by giving the information like here. If I go to my connection information, this is the information that I have. Okay, right? So server name is something like this. I'm using Windows authentication and all. So these details will change from environment to environment. So in dev environment, I might be using this. In production environment, I might be using something else. So you need to change it every time you are connecting to different environments. Okay. So now when you're doing that, first thing is you need to connect to dev environment. And in that, you need to connect it to dev tables and create that. So from in this, if I go, you will be connecting to your dev tables and you will be publishing it to dev environment. Okay. So till here it is very standard. Now suppose after publishing dev to dev environment, assume all of your testing is done. Like how we have validated the report here by using SQL query, and we have validated that all of our data is matching. And assume your development work is also complete. Now you are sure that you can assign it to QA team for testing. So now what is happening here? Our second step is coming here. Like we need to move it to QA environment so that QA team can test your report. Okay. So now what do we need to do? We need to first download the report here. Now what are you doing? You are going to download the report that is available in your dev environment again to your local machine. Okay. And now what will you do? You will be connecting to QA environment again. So QA environment you need to connect and you need to connect it to QA tables. After that, again, you need to validate like how we have done weather. So what do we validate? What do we need to validate? So once I go to my environment, I need to make sure my employee table is present. Okay, first step. If employee table is present, all of your columns that are there in this are present because we need to have employee number, we need to have employee name because we might be deriving some values on top of that. You need to make sure that this is present or not. So once that is present, you will connect it to QA environment here, and from here again you will move it to QA environment. Now here QA team will do testing, and same likewise after downloading report from QA environment to your local machine. So I'm just adding it here. So okay, I'll add it here just. Okay. Okay. So again you will download from here, which is successfully tested. You will connect it to prod environment, and again from this you will be publishing it to production environment. So that is how you need to follow the procedure. Now what I'm doing, I am going to my Tableau here. The first thing is I am going to publish this report to my dev environment. So for that we need to sign in. So I'm going to sign in to my temporary server that I have created, and I'm going to connect. So yeah, let me give the credential. The same procedure you will follow in real time also. And I'm going to sign in. Now you see, because I have connected, it is showing my name. Okay. So let me show you my server here. So this is our Tableau server. Assume, you see this as the link here. Okay. Now assume in real time, you will have different environment, like I said, dev. Okay. Again, QA. So I'll be just pasting here and prod. So I'll be writing like save prod environment. Okay, I'm pasting it here. So you will be having three different links. So maybe assume I'm writing it as dev here, and I'm writing it as QA, and I'm here it is prod. Okay. So when you are publishing the report to dev environment, you need to sign in to this. How will you sign in? You just need to enter this link here. Just copy this. Okay. Go to your Tableau report, click on server and sign in. Maybe you can sign in to another server as well, but click on this and you can paste the link here like this. Now, if this link is valid, I mean, if it is real, you can click on connect and enter your credentials. It will be connected to your dev environment. Okay. Now, because we have only one server as of now. So what I have done is I have created three folders for easy understanding. Okay, and I'm going to choose my dev environment to publish the report. Okay, so I'm going to Tableau and click on server. Now, because we have already signed in, I'm going to click on publish workbook. Now you get a pop-up where you need to select where you want to publish. First thing is you can select that in which folder you want, either dev, production or environment. So currently, because we are in development stage, I'm going to publish it to dev environment. You need to choose the name of the report. So technically, the name of the report is the migration, but if at all you want to change, you can change it whatever you want. Again, if at all you want to add a description, you can do that as well. It is optional. Then is we need to select number of sheets that you want to download. So ideally what happens is during development we might create many worksheets and many dashboards, but later on when we are going to publish it, we might publish only limited number or maybe not all among them. So here we have customizable objects, I mean customizable options where we can select what we need and what we don't need. So I only want to publish my employee dashboard, and or I am selecting only dashboards because I want to publish only dashboards, and I'm clicking on that. So here you can give permissions. So for now, I'm just ignoring that. And here data sources, click on this. Again, this is important option because when you are publishing, you want to make sure whether you are embedding your password in the workbook or not. So embedding password means what happens, your password for your data source connection will also be included in the workbook. If you are not doing this, what happens is whenever a user is connecting to your report, they will be prompted with a password, like in the you will be asking to connect and enter your password to connect to the report. That kind of pop-up the user will get. So again, that is like troublesome. So it is better to embed password because we cannot share passwords with the users. Okay, so they only need data. That is what we are showing. Okay, so one very important point to remember. Okay, so I'm just embedding in workbook, and now what I'm going to do is click on publish. Now your report is being published to the server. First step. So once that is done, it will show you the preview. Maybe you can go back and you can check if everything is valid or not. Okay. Okay. So now your report is working fine. You see all the values and all. Now you will do some sanity test from here by preparing test case documentation. Like you will match this, and all. Okay, so let us do it first sample. Okay, I'm going to create a word doc here. Okay, and uh, so we just need to select this total department, it is 3. Okay, right, so I'm copying this and I'm pasting it here. uh, Maybe mine is expired. I'm going to use it from here and I'll paste it here. So I'm just pasting this. It is loading. Okay, so I'm writing it as my test case 1. So it is little slow, just give me a time. I think I also have okay. So I'm moving it little down. So somehow it is getting stuck here. Okay, so I should have another one. Give me a minute. Mm, so let us do it in this. I'm going to create a document here and I'm going to write it as test case document. Okay, and I'm writing it as test case 1. Okay, and I'm going to paste this. Now I need to verify this. Okay, let us take another one. I don't want thumbnail, so I'm just selecting this. Sorry, not from here. We need to take it from server because that is what they will be seeing. So I'm going to dev environment and I'm going to see the report that I've published here. Okay, and I'm going to take screenshot of this. Okay, total customers we are getting 3 here, and I want to match, so I'll write here as from dashboard, and here I'm going to write it as from here SQL. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to my data source and I'm going to write count of department number from EMP. Let us run this, executing. So we got 14 because we have duplicate. So I need distinct department numbers here. So I'm just running it here. We got 3. So which means our results are matching. So what we can do it now is we can take the screenshot here now. So how do we need to take along with the query that you are writing and where you are taking, like along with the database information, like which environment you are connected to. So I'm writing it here. So our one test case is passed. Same likewise, you need to prepare for all the worksheets. So I mean all the values here. I'm going to do it for my second one here. Total customers I got is 14. I'm also going to do that, and I'm going to just paste it here. And the same thing you need to write. Sorry, test case 2. Just enter and paste it, and same likewise you can write it here from dashboard, and same from SQL we need to paste. So likewise you need to do it for all the values. So I'm just going to do this and we'll move on with the next step. So count of e name we need to do. So like this you need to copy the result along with the query that you are using, and it should also include in which environment you are running, so that whoever is validating that will know that okay, you have tested in dev environment, like that. Okay, so like this you can create your test case document and match it. Very important. Okay, so now I'm moving back. So now we have successfully tested and we need to move it to QA environment. Okay, now what is the step I told here? We need to download the report now that is there here. Now what I'm doing, okay, I am clicking on this report and clicking on download. Okay, and I'm opening that workbook. Now after opening the workbook, like I said, we need to connect it to QA tables that we need to match here. So how do we do? Just go to the table that you have. Uh, okay, click on this, click on edit data source, and here you need to click on this edit connection. And here you need to update your information, like again which server you need to connect, what is the database and all, and click on sign in. So once you do that, it will be again authenticated to QA environment. Just click on update now. You can go back to your database where the report is there. Now what you can do is again server sign in. Now this time you need to sign into QA environment like we have discussed here, or like the one that I have showed you in our notepad. Now this time you need to enter this link to sign in, QA link. Okay. So sign into that, because in our case we have the same environment. I'm going to connect it to Tableau only, but assume we are going to connect it to QA environment using QA tables. Now you are connected to QA tables. Again, you need to do validations like we have done here. Make sure they are matching. Like say how we have run individual queries in QA tables. You need to do basic sanitation test, sanity test in your each environment. Now, once you feel you are comfortable, you can go to server and click on publish. So this time, instead of dev environment, we are going to QA environment. Okay. Now you see it is not throwing error because in QA environment there is no report available. Okay. But assume you found some issues in dev environment and you have fixed that. You can simply republish that to the same location. When you are doing that, it will ask you workbook name is already existing. Do you want to rewrite? So what happens with this is it will overwrite whatever the existing report is there, so that it replaces that. Okay. Now we are moving to QA environment, and same likewise we need to make sure how your password is. This is some important step, and click on publish. Now again the report is published to QA environment. Now you will intimate the user that this dashboard is published. So either you can click on this share link and copy this link and send an email stating that okay, like this: hi QA team, report is published to QA environment. Below is the link for your reference. Please start your testing and let us know if any issues. You can paste the link like this, and regards Xpressurdata, something like this. Okay. You can write it like this and you can intimate all of your QA team. Now QA team will either use this link to log into the report. Now here you need to make sure you are giving QA link. Okay. Should not give other links. Make sure you are giving the link where your report is present. Okay. So we are copying this and giving it. Now user will come to this location to check your report. Now he will validate all of that. He will see total departments. He will see total customers. He will see total salary. If everything is matching here. Okay, is this the client color that client suggested? Is this the title name that client suggested? Is this the name? Are the values matching? All of this he will match, or all of this they will test. Same like how we have created a document here, they will also be creating a document according to the requirement that they have got. Now once they feel that okay, report is fine, you will get a reply on top of this email here saying report is looking good, please proceed with the migration, like this. Now you need to go for business approvals. Okay. So once you get all the approvals from the business, like after showing this report and after showing the test cases, they will be asking you to migrate the reports to production environment. Again, what do you need to do? you need to download the report that is successfully tested. You don't have to go back to now dev environment again. You are done with dev. You are currently in QA. Now you only need to focus on this. Now assume there is one change here. Okay. Suppose they are asking you to change this departs to department number. Assume. Okay. So what do we do generally? There are two ways to do that. Either we can download this report and make changes and publish it, or we can download it from server only directly. Now I'm clicking on this, click on edit title. So I'm writing it as total department number, actually it is. Okay. Click on OK. Now you see our server version is different, our desktop version is different, if you know, right? So that is why it is always better for you to have to download report from the server only, because this is also successfully tested by the user. Okay, so maybe okay, so it didn't change. Okay, it changed. So I need to publish this. Click on publish. So it will be published. Now go back to workbook. So you are making changes from the server directly. Now go back to the report and again confirm the user that so suggested changes have been made. Please test. Now again they will check if it is fine. Now you need to make the same change in dev environment also. So one important checklist is you need to make sure all your reports in all your reports that are in different environments are in sync. This is one thing that you also always need to make sure. Okay. So now we have made change in QA environment, but we are pending with the dev environment. Okay. So now we need to go back to dev environment and we also need to make changes and here to this dashboard as well and publish it. So I'm going to edit. So whatever might be the change, once you do, you need to do it for all the environments. Start with the lowest environment and make changes till the higher environment. I'm just clicking on publish. Now our reports are in sync. Okay. Now I'm just clicking on this. Now after making all the necessary changes, they asked you to migrate the report to production environment. Now we need to take the report from QA environment. In the picture, if you see, till here we are done now. Right? Till here we are done. This is also testing done. Now we need to download the report. Again, same step we need to perform. Download Tableau workbook. Click on open the report. Okay. Now like we did earlier, you need to go back, click on this edit connection, and here again click on edit connection and you need to enter here production details. Again, those details will be shared to you. You need to enter that, click on sign in and again update now, match it and then do some basic sanity testing. Again, click on server and sign in. And now again, you need to publish it to production environment. So that is how the migration is done in real time. Okay. So make sure you maintain this checklist in the real time as well, and you can answer all of these points that we have discussed in the in this video. Okay, it will be very helpful to you all. Okay, so now I've signed in. I'm going to server, click on publish workbook, and now this time we need to move it to production environment. Okay, so now again report is now published to production environment and I'm publishing only dashboards here. Okay, click on publish. Now after moving to production also you need to do basic sanity test, like if your report is working fine or not and all. So from your desktop level also you need to make sure it is working, and after going to server also you need to check. Okay, So these are the two checks that you always need to do. Okay. So like this, you can make sure your migration is having a smoother process without any issues. So that's it from my side in this video. I hope you find this video useful. If you like it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And have a good day. Bye bye.